In the old district of Yokohama, there was a flower shop that only opened at night. The sign above the door read Akahana Florist. Most customers didn't come for celebrations. They came for apologies, funerals, goodbyes. The owner Sora Mikazuki understood those kinds of flowers better than anyone. At 31 he had gentle hands and tired eyes. People often said he arranged flowers like he was arranging memories. A single white lily for regret. 3 red roses for a love that never worked out. Black dahlias for things people couldn't say out loud. Sora rarely spoke unless necessary, but the flowers always said enough. One rainy evening, just before midnight, the bell above the shop door rang. A woman stepped inside. She wore a dark coat, rain dripping from her hair, and her expression carried the quiet exhaustion of someone who had seen too much. "Are you still open?" she asked. Sora nodded. "What kind of flowers?" She walked slowly between the shelves. "Something for forgiveness." Sora studied her carefully. "Who are you asking forgiveness from?" She hesitated. Someone who's already dead. That answer wasn't unusual in this shop, but something about her voice made Sora pause. "What kind of person were they?" he asked. She looked at the roses. "They believed I was better than I actually am." Her name was Ayam Kurojiri. She started visiting the shop almost every night. Sometimes she bought flowers. Sometimes she just sat near the window while Sora worked silently. Neither of them asked too many questions. It was the kind of quiet companionship people sometimes found in lonely places. Weeks passed. Ayam began helping him close the shop at night, watering plants, cleaning vases. Once she asked something unexpected. "Why open a flower shop this late?" Sora answered simply. "Because people make their worst mistakes at night." She smiled faintly. "That sounds like experience." He didn't reply. Over time, Sora noticed strange things about Ayam. She never used her phone. She always looked over her shoulder when leaving, and sometimes her hands trembled when sirens passed in the distance. One night, while arranging roses together, Sora asked quietly, "Are you running from something?" Ayam froze. "Why would you think that?" "Because you look like someone who doesn't expect tomorrow." She laughed softly. "That's very poetic." But she didn't deny it. Despite the mystery surrounding her, something fragile began growing between them. Late-night tea, soft conversations, small moments that felt strangely intimate. One evening, while sitting outside the shop under dim streetlights, Ayam asked, "Sora, have you ever loved someone so much it destroyed your life?" Sora didn't answer immediately. "Yes." "What happened?" "She died." Ayam's voice became softer. "Was it an accident?" Sora stared at the roses in the window. "No," but he didn't explain further. Spring slowly arrived. Cherry blossoms began appearing across the city. One night, Ayam brought Sora a single red rose. "For you," she said. Sora looked surprised. "You don't usually give flowers." "I know. Why now?" She smiled sadly. "Because I might not be able to later." Something in her tone felt like a warning. A few days later, the truth arrived with flashing police lights outside the shop. 2 detectives entered. "Are you Sora Mikazuki?" "Yes." "Do you know a woman named Ayam Kurojiri?" His chest tightened. "Yes." The older detective sighed. "She's wanted for questioning in connection with several organized crime killings." The room suddenly felt colder. "What?" Sora whispered. "She's believed to be an assassin working for a syndicate." The words sounded unreal. "Assassin, murder, she's extremely dangerous," the detective continued. "If you see her again, contact the police immediately." But Sora already knew. She wouldn't come back. The shop stayed empty for weeks. Then one night, just as Sora was about to close, the doorbell rang again. Ayam stood there. Her coat was torn. There was dried blood on her sleeve, but her eyes were calm. "You shouldn't be here," Sora said quietly. "I know police are looking for you." "I know that too." She stepped inside slowly. "I just came to say goodbye." The silence between them was heavy. Finally, Sora asked the question burning inside him. "Did you kill those people?" Ayam looked down. "Yes." The honesty hurt more than denial would have. "Why?" "Because that was my job." Sora's voice trembled slightly. "You said you wanted forgiveness." "I do, but you're still doing it." She smiled sadly. "Some people don't get to stop." Ayam walked to the roses by the window. "You remember the first thing I told you? That someone believed you were better than you actually were." She nodded. "That someone was my little brother." Her voice became distant. "The syndicate owned our family. If I refused them, they would kill him." Sora finally understood. So all of this was to keep him alive. Tears formed in her eyes. "But last week he died in a car accident." The words felt cruelly ironic. "So now," she whispered, "I've killed dozens of people for nothing." Outside, distant sirens began approaching. Ayam heard them too. "They found me." Sora stepped closer. "You can stay here. I'll help you." She shook her head gently. "You're a flower shop owner. And you're someone I love." The confession hung painfully in the air. Ayam closed her eyes. "That's exactly why I can't stay." Before leaving, she placed a bouquet of red roses on the counter. Their petals were stained slightly with dried blood. "For you," she said. "Why roses?" "Because love and violence are closer than people like to admit." She walked out into the night before the police arrived. Sora never saw her again. Months later, the flower shop still opened every night. Customers still came for apologies and goodbyes. But behind the counter, one thing never changed. A bouquet of deep red roses sat in a small glass vase, their color slowly fading with time. A reminder that some love stories don't bloom in gardens. They grow in darker places, and sometimes they survive only long enough to say goodbye.